Hello, welcome back to Third Round TKO. My name is Tim, and I'm joined once again by my co-host Evan. How's it going, Evan?
What up? Good. We're back. Back
Sorry,
from
it's been a little minute.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
We're scouting some Hawaiian talent.
So we're back to cover Dana White's Contender Series. I think it's Season 4, Week number 2.
Yes.
We have 5 fights lined up for tomorrow night. And sorry we didn't get this out a little earlier, but you got something. Anyway.
Monday night's good enough.
So we're going to start at the bottom. We have Anthony Adams. He's 8-1 versus Impa Kasanganay. I think that's how you say that.
Better than I do.
Both of these guys have fought on the Contender Series. Anthony Adams lost a split decision, and Impa won a decision. Neither got the contract, obviously, and now they're both booked to fight again. I think Adams normally fights at 170, although he has fought at a multitude of different weights. Looking at his Tapology page, this fight is at 185, so I think that kind of favors Impa here, although Adams will have a 2-inch, I think, height and reach advantage. Yeah, I mean, watching Adams in his Contender Series fight, he didn't look special. You know, he looked a little too patient. Didn't really ever let anything go, and didn't look to put like a stamp on rounds. So I wasn't very impressed. Impa, I thought watching his fight, I was much more impressed. He definitely tried to push a pace and pressured the guy into the cage often. Defensively looked pretty good. I thought the takedown defense was pretty good. Good strong hips, some nice sprawls. He looked a little bit low level on the ground. I saw that he's you can tell he's working on his basics. He was willing to try some stuff. He's pretty good on top, but didn't have very good top pressure. And he got reversed, I think, just kind of getting out of position a couple times. Do you have anything to add, really, Evan?
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Adams. I'm going to lean the other side a little bit. I think Adams is more experienced. Impa has only been a pro for like a little over a year. He's had 6 fights in like 8 months, 9 months, and then took some time off during all like COVID and stuff, and now he's going to come back. But I'm not impressed by how he fights. It's a lot of just hold against the cage, clock that cage control. I do think he'll be bigger, have the strength advantage, but I just think Adams is more experienced. He has pretty big amateur career. I think he has like 9 amateur fights. He lost his last fight on the Contender Series, close fight, and he's going to come back with a little more urgency. As far as betting, Impa is minus 200 right now. I don't like that at all. Adams plus 150, maybe worth a shot, but I'm waiting for props. I think this fight goes to decision. If that's a reasonable line, I'm definitely going to hop on that. I can't see someone finishing this fight outside of like a fluke KO or something like that.
Yeah, I do think Adams is the better, more technical striker for sure. He's probably going to be more technical everywhere. I think if he can fight long and keep Impa kind of at the end of his strikes, which is maybe something he's used to, and that was something that he wasn't really able to do against Onyanagacha, or whatever his name was, who was
Tough names here.
Yeah, he was taller than he was, so he wasn't really able to fight long in that fight. And I think if he can put a stamp on rounds, he could definitely pull off the victory here.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I'm gonna lean towards Impa, just being the bigger man, pressuring more, and I think just having a higher work rate will probably take him to victory. And I do like that decision prop bet for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the safe way to go.
Yeah, I see this probably going to decision. So going to the next fight, we have TJ Laramie versus Daniel Swain. Laramie is 11-3. Swain is 29-1. I think Laramie's fought the better competition. A lot of those guys in that TKO were pretty good. There was, he actually had a win over Air Jordan, who has gone into the UFC and, had success already. Those 2 losses to Alex Morgan, both by KO. Alex Morgan was actually beat by Charles Jourdain also, so I think that might be kind of like a rock, paper, scissors scenario there, where like one guy will beat the other guy but can't beat the other guy kind of thing. Yeah, those TKO guys were all pretty good. I know he's going to pursue the takedown. You know, he's shown that he knows how to defend chokes. I know that he can go, rounds. I do think it's a finish, or I do think it's a decision, but I could potentially see a finish sneaking in there. I think you had maybe a differing opinion.
Yeah, I honestly think Swain fought the better competition. I mean, for what it's worth, he fought Sam Cecilia like early in his career, back in 2011. He beat him, but 2011, I'm not really putting much into that. But he's been around the block a while.
Third pro fight or whatever, for fourth, I guess, for both of them.
He fought Jelena Rosa. Didn't look good, but I mean, he was in there with him. Alex Da Silva, another UFC guy.
Both stoppages.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just saying he fought him. And outside of Charles Jourdain, I don't think TJ really fought anyone that good, in my opinion. So I'm just against you on that. But they both look like they like to wrestle. Just want that early takedown, top control. But I don't think Laramie's going to get the finish. He's a huge favorite right now. Minus 350, minus 400 in some spots. So like,
yeah, I don't like the line.
I don't like that at all. I think it is set up for Laramie to get in the UFC. Just a matchup wise, it kind of favors him, but I don't know. I think Swain's tough enough to survive, make it to the bell. Both are pretty inactive guys as of recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, none fought in 2020. So yeah, I mean, this is another one I let fight goes to decision. I can't really commit to a side.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think this would be kind of grindy. I guess I just don't rate the M1 guys very much. I think a lot of them have kind of like padded records, and that's kind of, I do kind of rate the TKO guys that were on that circuit. They all, all of them that were fighting around that time turned out to be pretty well. That was kind of like the point I was making. Swain obviously much more experienced in professional fights. But yeah, I think decision, a good idea. I think the line is bad. It's probably going to be pretty, a little closer than the line is putting on.
I do think Laramie has a pretty big cardio edge, though. He's gone 5 rounds a few times, and Swain seems to just be a quick start or have 1 round in him and kind of tail off after that.
Yeah. All right. So
that fight goes to decision for me.
Yeah, fight to
It's probably be solid odds. I think a lot of Swain's losses are, I don't have it up anymore, but I think a lot of Swain's losses are by finish.
Let's see. Swain, we got loss, injury, leg kick. Lost punches.
Yeah, he didn't beat the shit that fight.
Lost doctor stoppage, lost guillotine choke, lost punches, lost decision, lost arm triangle choke. So yeah, a lot of finishes there. Can maybe
Laramie's not that good of a striker. All of his finishes are just ground and pound, and I don't know. I feel Swain could scramble enough to survive.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think another decision prop. Laramie's last 2 were 2 decisions. So, moving on, we got Vanessa Demopolis, who is 5-1, going against Cory McKenna. I'm trying. Demopolis is the LFA champ. She won the title a little less than a month ago. She's fought twice in 2020. Other than the victory versus Hughes, she hasn't fought great competition. Looks like McKenna also, earlier on in her career, she started fighting, pretty good competition as far as records were concerned. Took a loss, and then kind of seemed to dial back the competition, fighting a 1-0 and a 2-1 fighter after that loss to 5-1 Nicole Di Segni. I think it's Italian. Anyway, yeah, I kind of liked what I saw from Demopoulos. I thought she had pretty good takedown defense. She seemed a little reckless, a little green. I kind of felt the same about McKenna in that respect. The one time she did get taken down, I saw that she immediately jumped on the leg and then started throwing up submissions. And she really sunk in a slick inverted triangle in that LFA championship fight. It was kind of an up and down fight for her. At the end of the second, she lost a point for an up kick. I couldn't tell if it was after the bell or what because I was watching without the sound on. But yeah, McKenna looked to do well to scramble. If she was taken down, she's like I said, she's also kind of a bit reckless. She had really good top control, heavy ground and pound, really good feel for scrambles. You could tell that she was just fluid in that position. She did give up her back a couple times, which I think would be a bad position for her to get in here. I do think that Demopolis should have a striking advantage on the feet. That loss that McKenna had against Desegni was mostly contended on the feet. I say I'm kind of leaning Demopoulos here. I liked, that she fought a month ago. I like that we know that she can go rounds. Although when I watched McKenna, she didn't really look to tire much for all the grappling she was doing. So I don't know.
Yeah, she's young.
Yeah, very young.
I don't know how old, but I want to say like 20.
20, yeah, like 20.
I can't find. I'm trying to figure out now, but
well, I saw in her last fight she was like 19, so I imagine she's probably like 20 now.
There you go. That's probably why I'm saying that.
Yeah, I said earlier like I didn't like how she looked on the scales. I liked how Demopoulos looked on the scales. But then seeing McKenna in her other fights, that's probably just how she looks. She wore a t-shirt most of the time, so maybe I shouldn't put
the rash guard.
Yeah, the rash guard. But yeah, how do you feel on this one, Evan?
So I, like you said, the what the fuck's her name? I'm just gonna call her Vanessa.
Yeah,
Vanessa. She's more active as of recent. Fought like 3 weeks ago, a month ago. Where McKenna hasn't fought since like May of last year, 2019.
A little over a year, yeah.
Yeah, they both have solid amateur backgrounds for women's MMA. Both have like 5, 6, 7 amateur fights. They both seem to want to grapple. I think McKenna will be the one getting the takedowns more often because I feel Vanessa is just content working off her back. I think she's a brown belt.
Yeah, she even like tried to roll into that in that LFA fight.
Yeah, so I think wherever this fight goes, Vanessa is just content with. I think on the feet she'll be more comfortable, the more clean striker. Yeah. Whereas McKenna will be kind of forcing takedowns, forcing the grappling, getting the cage control. And then if it gets there, Vanessa will just throw up submissions, look for sweeps.
Yep.
She's not in trouble there. So yeah, I like Vanessa to win as well.
I think
maybe
that this
arm bar from bottom, something like that, triangle.
Yeah, I mean McKenna definitely was a little reckless in that position, and I could see someone like Vanessa sneak something in there. But I also think that being on the back too long could be a bad decision. I thought that Cory had like really good heavy top control and very strong ground and pound. So Vanessa would eat some shots trying to work off her back, and I just think that that's a bad decision. Maybe I do think if she can keep it standing, it'll be a much easier fight for her. I didn't really rate McKenna's striking as much.
No.
And I also think that she might tire more quickly if she's forced to strike for a longer period of time. It seems like the way to beat her, as we've seen, is to keep it standing. And I do think that Vanessa could do that. So
I think she can. I
don't know if she will. That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, like someone that's trying to Amari roll, whatever it's called,
Amari Cooper roll. Yeah, I'll take Vanessa by sub, but I don't love the minus 175. I think that's a little too big.
Yeah, I don't mind that as much.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how McKenna comes in here. And performs. Moving on, we have Brady Huang versus Adrian Yanez. Brady Huang is 11-1, and Yanez is 10-3. It's kind of another fight between guys that have fought, sort of low-level competition. Huang's only loss came to Martin Day, and he made it to the UFC off of that fight. So maybe the UFC kind of thought highly of Huang, who I think had all like first-round finishes basically before that. Yanez, outside a loss early in his career, has only lost to UFC caliber opponents. That was Domingo Plarte and Miles Johns, both of whom he lost to by split decision. Yeah, I mean, I thought that Yanez looked much more like loose on the feet. Seemed like he just had a much better feel for striking. I think he's going to be a little faster here. Looks like he's definitely the better boxer with combinations. And he did kind of leave himself out there to get hit, and I think that Huang has pretty good power. his punches come straight, it seems like, for the most part, and they're not incredibly like snappy or fast, but they just seem kind of powerful. He does look kind of to grapple a bit. He had pretty poor takedown defense from what I saw. Got taken down on practically every single leg that Fukushima threw at him. And yeah, I mean, I think that Huang's best path would be to get those leg kicks going early. We did see Ynez get compromised and sat down with a low kick. Being more of a boxer, he's probably a little heavier on the lead foot. And mostly he just seems to want to stand up. So I think that Huang should try to grapple. I also think that Yanez had a much higher work rate. So I think that's just a packed victory here if this goes to decision. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I could see a Huang maybe KO in there. Yanez, if he could compromise Yanez with the low kick, Yanez does kind of like leave himself open. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. But, yeah, and it would be kind of interesting to see if Huang ends up trying to wrestle. I think that he will be forced to wrestle by Yanez's stand-up, whatever. Yeah, so Yanez decision, I think I'm leaning.
Yeah.
Another decision.
I think Yanez puts him out. I think he gets to finish. Like you said, though, neither of these guys really have any quality wins. But I did like how Yanez looked against Miles Johns. He's forcing Johns to shoot those takedowns that he does every fight. Miles didn't really want to stand with him. I think Juan's stand-up is pretty basic. Just jab cross,
kind of herky-jerky.
Jab leg kick. Yeah, it's just real simple, predictable. Whereas Yanez mixes it up. He'll throw knees when you cover up. He'll throw that knee up the middle. He'll throw those oblique kicks, get you looking down low, get you reacting. Just more tools, more weapons. I think he's going to tag Huang. Huang's going to just shoot some desperate takedowns, and it's going to be a mess from there.
Yeah, we saw Huang get hurt to the body in that Day fight. It seemed like a pretty nicely placed kick by Day that started that whole sequence where he got kind of dropped with a body shot later on.
Yeah.
Or he could just be weak to the body. I guess we don't know, or maybe we'll find out.
Ynez mixes up well, though. Taps the body.
Yeah, Ynez does. His boxing combinations are slick, man. We saw Huang also kind of get hit by Fukushima coming in sometimes with those little combinations, and I think that Ynez is going to be much better at that. He's also taller, that helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's a big favorite now, so, I mean, I'm not saying anything people don't know. He's minus 275, minus 300, so, I mean, when props come out, maybe get some extra juice playing him to finish. That's what I'll probably end up doing.
Finish. Yeah, I like that. So on to the main event for the evening, we have Joseph Pyre versus Dustin Stoltzfus. These names. Body Bags, that's a good nickname.
Body Bags, I do
like that, yeah. I like
Body
that.
Bags Pyfer.
That's pretty good.
I might like him here. I don't know. I'm torn on this one.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Pyfer, for me, kind of both of these guys, but I'll just start with Pyfer first. All the guys he's fought are just trash. Stephen Covington, 0-2 when they fought. 0-3 since the loss. Hasn't fought since that. Wilson, 2-4. Lost his next two after the Pyfer loss. Lorenzo Hunt, 3-5. And moved into bare-knuckle boxing after losing most of his MMA fights by submission.
Classic.
Eric Riccarononi, whatever, Italian dude, 5-7. Lost 3 in a row before losing to Pyfer and lost his fight after that. And Elijah Gobley Jr. is 6-8. Lost 5 in a row before losing to Pyfer. And Matt Foster, 10-13. Chase Gamble, 7-7. The guy that he lost to, Jonathan Patty, is making his Contender Series debut this season as well against Jamie Pickett. So maybe that's worth something.
Look out for him. Yeah.
Out of his 7 victories, 4 have been in the first round, 2 have been in the second round, and he's only gone to decision once, and that was in his second pro fight. Not a lot of footage I could find on this guy either. What about you?
Pyfer?
Yeah.
Or Stoltzfus, I only saw like 2 fights. Pyfer only saw like 3.
And they were earlier on in his career, yeah?
Yeah, nothing really.
And they were all early finishes, which doesn't help either.
Yeah, basically, I think Stoltzfus is going to be more technical, more composed, where Pyfer's going to be the one pushing the gas, more explosive. going forward, kind of controlling the octagon a little bit, but I don't know. I can't, even though he's underdog, I can't bet him just because, like you said, he's fought no one. Stoltzfus fought no one as well, just a bunch of low-level German fighters. He fought like 10 German guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't rate them either, like the M1 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stoltzfus is really looks to counterpunch. He does seem to have a ground game. If he got a twister, I mean, if you
you got a ground game.
submit someone with a twister,
you got a ground game.
Okay, you're not a white belt,
right?
So I mean, I like fight doesn't go to decision whenever props are out, but I assume that's going to be pretty high, like high odds, minus probably like 2 something.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you can tell
that's really all I got.
Pyfer, you can tell that he gets it.
He's gonna push. He's gonna go for it.
But he does gas. I noticed in that one fight he went to the second round, and probably in that Jonathan Patti fight where he lost in the second. I didn't get to find footage of that. In the Chase Gamble fight where he went into the second, right before he got that finish, he was looking real labored and real tired all of a sudden. And it's kind of like, I think that maybe...
He's going to be a bigger guy. He might have to cut a lot of weight. I know Stoltzfus kind of just walks around at 185. So, like, cardio-wise, he should be the fresher guy.
He's never been finished.
Yeah.
But, maybe that's not saying much with who he's fought.
I just feel like the whole Contender Series vibe kind of favors Pyfer. Like, gotta go out, get these quick finishes, gotta impress Dana. Like, I could see him just pushing the gas, landing some hard punches before Stoltzfus is really, like, settled in. But Stoltzfus is probably the rightful favorite. I like fight doesn't go to decision. I'm going to just end it there.
Nice. Yeah, man. I think that's a good play as well. And I kind of agree. I'm on Stoltzfus here. I think that you just have to lean him with like the information that we have. I don't like the bet or the crazy line, but
Stoltzfus minus 250. That's
that seems a bit high for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pyfer, he definitely has a path to victory for a plus 200, especially on Contender Series against, Yeah.
So I think I'm going Stoltzfus, Yanez, Demopolis, Laramie, and Impa Kasanganay.
Yeah. I'll go Adams, Vanessa, Demopolis, Yanez. Give me Swain. No, fuck it. Give me Laramie, and I'll take the dog. I'll take Pyfer in this one. I'll take this dog. Yeah, give me Laramie, and then give me Pyfer.
All right. Well, Evan, thanks again, man. I know it's been a little while. Thank you guys for hanging in there.
Yeah, it went a little longer than expected for this.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll be back maybe with some 252 videos.
252. I'm down.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you, homie, and check back soon. Subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Thank you, guys.
Deuces.
Peace.